think we're live. Let's see. Yep, there we go. Hey everyone, welcome back to the DSC podcast, where we talk games, movies, all things in between. I'm Isaac. That's
And
Juicy
I'm
J.
Juicy J.
Oh, look at that,
What's
introduce
up?
myself. So sorry about last week. I totally lost track of time. I had college orientation that took all day, and not having my car as of late has been a struggle. But hopefully, I'll have it back next week. And yeah. And shout out to all the people that went back to school. You know, the struggle's real. The grind is back. I'm already facing some complications, but that's neither here nor there. We're we're here to talk about a movie that Juicy J and I were kind of looking forward to.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And I will say right off the bat, I am not a Predator fanboy, right? Like I enjoy the movies, but am I like a full nerd for Predator? I wouldn't say I am, right? Nor am I with Alien. But out of the two, I prefer Predator over Alien. Because though Alien is kind of horror esque, I find it more cheesy, right? At least with Predator, you have those cheesy lines, but I feel Predator doesn't take itself seriously, in my humble opinion. Like it just,
Yeah, I mean, I
yeah,
can agree with that. It's like they're cool, but it felt different. It was less of a horror and more of a how are we going to overcome the challenge to me, you
yeah.
know.
I mean, for me,
Watching Predator was like, oh, Schwarzenegger's going to do it, you
yeah,
know.
like
Uh,
for me, Predator was more of just an action movie, not so much a horror
mhm,
movie. It was
mhm.
an action sci-fi compared to Alien that was going for horror
Definitely more of
sci-fi.
an action movie.
Yeah,
I agree. I agree.
and
Yeah.
that may be why I liked it. Cause I remember, not to stay too long on Alien, but we do have an episode where me and my friend Chana, like a couple years ago, where we did movie reviews for all the Alien movies. And I just remember my biggest gripe with Alien One, which I know to some people it's an abomination of a take, but I just felt like it took way too long for anything to happen. To where I was kind of going in and out, and then when it happened, I was underwhelmed. But I do appreciate and respect the genre it created. You know, like it was way like the technology was ahead of its time. The special graphics or the not the graphics. What's it called? The
Special effect.
special effects
Mhm.
were like ahead of its time also. So I respect it for what it is, but if someone was like, "Yo, do you want to watch Predator One or Alien?" I'm like, I want to watch Predator. I'd rather watch Predator.
I mean, I like both series, and I'm not really the biggest fan of both of them. Like I said, the genre itself was great, but I was too young to watch at the time. My parents were really big on that, you know. By the time I did get to watch Alien, I mean, I'd already seen other horrors like the Blair Witch Project and stuff. So it's so my horror was less of the suspense, more of the oh my gosh, could really happen. So these action packed horrors didn't impact me like I feel they should have. And I feel like just where we are nowadays, of course, as a horror, it's not going to be that great. I will say that, like, moving back into like the movie Prey and Predator as a whole, like you said, like that felt like an action movie, and that had me. I was like, okay, what's that? What were we doing with this? You know, like it was dope. I liked it,
Yeah,
but we'll get into that. It's just, but I'm saying like, but yeah, I like Predator over Alien personally. That's just a me thing as well. Although I did respect what I heard about the first Alien movie and how, like the scene with the alien popping out of the chest, hitting,
yeah,
letting the actors know those things. That's fantastic, and obviously it promotes a field, but a special genre. But I do agree too. It's like I'm more of a Predator guy. I like the Predator, but anyway. But yeah, I watched the movie on your behest, Isaac. So, what did you think about it? Just hands down, like right now.
So, so you're frozen, by the way. Just want to let you know, just in case you want to
Hey,
reset
that's
your.
cool. That's
Yeah, cool.
everything I want today.
I mean, your audio's perfectly fine. It's just your capture's frozen. But what was it? What do I think of the movie right off the bat? Right off the bat, I would give Prey. I gotta get 8.7.
Mm.
I gotta get 8.7. I know most people are giving it like a 9.8, 9.7, a 9, but I have like a little. I mean, I obviously don't have a lot of gripes because I give it an 8.7, but there are like a couple things you're kind of just like,
There are a couple of
I'm just kind of
things. I
like,
mean, it's
it's just one of those things
I mean,
like I get the fact that they didn't have the biggest budget, right? And
mm,
so some of the special effects were sacrificed, which that and to be honest, the special effects or the CGI was not the reason why I knocked off a couple points. That was like I mean I watched Flash, like the first 3 seasons of Flash, and it looked terrible, but I still enjoyed every moment of it. So that's
I
not
mean,
it.
yeah, I mean,
Um, but yeah, there's a quick take. Yeah, 8.7. What about yourself?
8.7. That's interesting. I would put it in the 9 category, but I'd say a stark 9. Like if we're gonna like mm, 8.5.
Really?
Like there there
Okay.
there there is like so I'm not gonna go in between. It's either gonna be on the fifth of everything. It's an 8.5. It was very entertaining. There are two things that I was like, I was like, I really could have worked on that, like, but well, no, you know what? I'm sorry, and I'll retract it one more time. I will stand at 9. But there was one major issue I had with it.
Yeah.
So that's what knocked off the point. And
All
it's a
right.
full point. But yeah, it's good.
Yeah. So obviously, I mean, we're late to this because we were trying to do it when the iron was still hot, but like I said, circumstances. So
Mhm.
just in case for the few people that haven't watched it yet, there are gonna be little spoilers in here because that's how we're gonna describe our rank or our grade. So getting into it, right? Getting into Prey in general as a whole. So when I first heard they're making a Predator movie, I was like, okay. Because I will say this, right? Like you said, like I stated earlier, I'm not the biggest fan or nothing. I like a good movie. I just like a good movie. Whether because I know there's people out there that think, oh, this is not a good Predator movie or this is not a good Alien movie. But my deal is, if I enjoyed it, then it's fine, right? I don't know. I don't read the comics or the novels about these. So that being said, I will say I thought Predators, the one with uh what's his name? Adrian Brody, the guy with the big nose.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
Is it Adrian Brody? Is that his name?
I think so.
Yeah. Anyways, it's the one with the guy from the '70s shows in there, and he's a doctor. and and Danny Trejo. I thought that was a good movie.
Yes,
I
yes, Adrian
enjoyed
Brody.
it. I enjoyed that movie, right? And then I go on Reddit and I listen on YouTube where people talk about they're just ragging on it. Like it was. I mean, some people gave it a hit, like a credit, it was a better movie compared to The Predators and whatnot. Which that movie wasn't that great, but I thought Predators was good. I thought it was interesting. It was kind of cool to be on their turf for once. I thought that was interesting, and I thought the fact that each character had their own background that made them worthy to be chosen to be, the prey. So with this movie, when they were talking about making this movie, and I was like, okay, you know what? I liked Predators. I'm gonna go in with the glass half full. And then I see them change the name to Prey. Like that's interesting. 'Cause I think it was called Skulls at one point, or I think that's what they're gonna go with. But I was like, all right, Prey. And then they're like, oh, okay, they're doing it back, and they're going back to the native times, which is kind of sick. I like it. I like it. And and yeah, so the movie was great. At first, I thought I was gonna hate it because I thought it was gonna be another I mean, I guess you can cancel me now if you want. I don't care. I thought it was gonna be one of those movies that's like, you're saying I can't do it because I'm a woman, and it's like, no, no, no. We're saying you can't do it
That's fair.
because you just can't do it. like, like Ellen, like Ripley. I had no issue with Ripley. I don't mind a woman being the hero. It
I
has
mean,
to
yeah,
it
this particular genre, you really don't get the you really can't make this into a feminist movement, you know?
You can or you can't?
Like, you can't.
Oh yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
literally can't. Lily, she is a BAMF. They made a game called Broforce, which I totally have. It's a fun game. It's a platformer of you just being random action heroes, and she has to be the most broken one. Definitely an honorary bro. She definitely kicked tail and is one of the most badass like main characters, when it
Yeah.
comes to like an action type sequence. You can't you can't do that. And on that same token, I agree with you, Isaac. When I was like, okay, well, it's a female protagonist, I'm down with that. And seeing some things for it where it's like you just can't be right, because no one else believes me. I was like, oh God, please
Yeah.
don't do this to me.
And then
Go ahead. So,
what I like about it, she does say that, right? She does say
mhm.
that, and then the brother's like, "No, no one thinks that. It's just you can't."
No, no, no. The best. So she says it multiple times, and that's
Yeah,
whenever she failed.
yeah, yeah,
And he
yeah.
has to point out you didn't bring the lion. That's where our issue. You failed here, and she's upset. So on that topic of her doing this, I personally thought that it was just a teenager. She is just a teenager trying to find herself, and her family was tired of hearing it. Like when they were sitting there
She
like
wa-
freshing the stuff in the tent, and she goes,
she wanted her
and her mom's
quinceañera,
like,
bro.
"What?" I mean, so like your father died. And so she's just sitting there working with her mom. Mom's like, why can't you just be a tailor? Why can't you be this and that? She's like, I'm gonna be a hunter because y'all think that I can't. And no one said anything. Everyone looked at her kind of like, never once in this movie do you hear anyone in her family say she's not. She fails in her initial hunt, and not one person says you're a failure. You can't do it. She had the most supportive brother and a mother who would wish better for her because she's worried about her.
Yeah,
This movie was not when I was watching. I was like, I'm not getting that whole heavily feminist vibe. No one wants that. Let's be fair. Yeah, that just can ruin a
no,
movie.
and
But I definitely got the she's a child trying to come of age,
right.
and she just everyone's against me. No
No,
one's against you. You just think it. Go
yeah,
ahead.
no, no,
Sorry.
no, no. One thing, like what I like about it is like you could tell, like it's like they knew that people would think that. So they purposely had her do it and then quickly shut it down. Like, nah, nah, that ain't happening here, fam.
Yeah.
That ain't happening
Yeah.
here. So, anyways, but she was. I do like her as a character, though. I thought she was pretty legit, right?
Yep. Yep.
And
I do like her.
I mean, the whole movie, like all the characters are pretty phenomenal. I mean, like I said, her brother's legit, but so one thing
Was.
was rip, but one of the things that I I liked. So moving forward to where you see Predator, right? You see him, walking around with cloaks. What I liked about that was even though a snake in itself is a predator, and it's a small one, right? Compared to let's say a lion or a bear. The predator actually looked at it as a worthy adversary in a way. Like
Mhm.
it didn't look down on it like, oh, you're tiny, like, oh, so you're a hunter, fair game. But now when he killed it instantly, he skinned it. He didn't take the trophy. He just took the skin. He didn't take the
Mhm.
head. So he was like, oh, so you weren't what I expected. And then you see him again going against the wolf, where that put up more of a fight. And then he was like, okay, you're a worthy adversary. Takes the skull, right? But nothing tops the fact that he fought a bear. Like that scene there where
That was epic.
like, do you see the bear legit going ham on him? 'Cause that's one thing I liked about this is they didn't make the predator seem invincible.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
he
Yeah, I mean,
was,
that bear was putting up a fight.
yeah.
Like, that bear was
I mean, even the
I
wolf
like
itself
that.
got a good bite on him. Like, you know what I'm saying? To
Mhm.
where even
Mhm.
the predator was like, okay, let's go.
To me, I also like that because, like, you think about this is supposed to predate the original movies.
Yeah,
And with that token, they're still learning. Is this their first time here on planet Earth? If that's the case, then they're kinda just getting a feel of everything.
exactly. And
And
their technology is not even fully developed yet.
I know. I love that too. How he was using bone for everything. Like they had some things, but it was crude. It's like I really like this.
Like
You know.
he had to go pick up those arrows again once he shot them.
Yep. Like, yep. I was like, there's a lot of detail here. You know. As for the snake thing, when that first happened, I was like, boy, these hands are ready to eat for everyone. Fuck around, find out. Anybody turn their heads to him. Like, because like you said, he literally instantly skinned him and just left it there on the trail. Like, damn, you weren't even worth like the trip home. Like,
So
that man had hands the size of plates, and he was like, can't hold that head. Like, nope. Go ahead. Sorry.
no, so here's where I guess I'm kind of like my points start coming off a bit, right? Just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So in the
Mm-hmm.
movie, you see her tossing her axe, right? She's very accurate with it, and that's fine. You know, you practice something long enough, you're gonna be good at it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it just it's when she became Scorpion. It's where I kind of get like
Isaac, we're on the same page. That's the point that was taken away. Like it
like
wasn't even a good rendition either. Like
no,
it showed her miss a rabbit twice, and she's like,
dude, and
"Damn
she
these
missed a
rabbit! I've
deer.
hit everything."
Because here's the thing, right? They're trying to prove a point. Look how accurate she is. She's hitting the same spot over and over and over. Oh wow, there's a giant deer. Now I'm not saying I could go out there and toss an
Yeah.
axe and kill a deer. I'm not saying that. But I'm also not saying I'm very accurate with this axe. I'm not showing I can hit the same spot over and over and over and over and over. But they put emphasis like, no, she is awesome with that axe. And yet
Mm-hmm.
she is
But
missing like crazy. And then that right there, her mom called her out like, "Oh, I found this giant whitetail. Did you get it? Almost. Well, almost doesn't feed us." So
yeah,
like
yeah,
she
like
failed there, and a simple thing, right? And she wanted to go out and hunt a lion, but but moving past that, like so she gets a moment where she's preparing to go fight the predator or whatever, and she's like, "All right, now let me become a ninja that I never was," and makes a rope, puts it on her hatchet, and just the flick of the wrist, that thing goes straight. No arc, it's just instant. And then I'm like, okay, maybe she has a good flick of the wrist, and that force could just hammer it into the tree. How can she just barely flick it back and it comes back to her instantly?
right,
I'm like, look,
perfect.
perfect,
Perfect. That was Mjolnir. Like
like,
that like obviously she's Thor. Like
like I've as a kid I put a ball on a string before just so I can see how far I can throw it, but I'm too lazy to go out there because I want to pull it back. There'll be times where I'm trying to pull it and it goes just boop. I'm like, how much force is she using for it not to only come
Mhm.
out of the tree flawlessly, but to come back at her straight into her hand?
Like so I put the comparison to this. I actually do like different types of weapons, of course, and it was really cool. I like to watch people that use meteor hammers, which is literally just like the ball and chain on your well, it's a ball with a sometimes like a spear tip on it
Yeah.
connected to a rope, and yeah, and you got like a weight, a counter on the other side. But these people to be able to do stuff like that, they're like throwing with the string around their body, using their body contortions to bring it back,
Like,
you know, and stuff. And it's cool, but it's like,
yeah.
but you gotta do that. And like you said, like that first scene where I saw her throw, I was like, okay, and then she just goes, and then like boom, and then throws it again. I was like, wait, hold on, what is this magic? Did she discover magic in the woods? Like,
I'm like Kratos. Kratos, is that you?
yeah, zoom. So you just see her go off a mountain, like Jesus, like,
He's just going like
and
one
it
tree,
doesn't stop.
other tree, other tree, other tree. I'm like,
I
okay.
think, but the reason why I got its half point back because initially this is going to be my because it all stemmed around that. I was going to take 1.5 points off, but I realized that is kind of funny though. She did that. She seems stronger and immediately fails with it. Like the only thing that helped was the fact that she was sinking in quicksand. After that, she missed everything, got captured, like never got to utilize it
This
fully. You know who utilized it the best? The fucking dog. The dog did it right. The dog did it right. He kept missing. I'm like, God damn, woman. Like,
So and then another, so like literally this whole movie is about her just failing. And then there's one part of the movie there's one part of the movie that confused the hell out of me. It's when she's in the tree with the other guy, and he's just roasting her, and then he gets taken away by the lion, but no one mourns him or mentions him. It's like he never existed.
maybe he never was there. I mean, no one ever stopped him from being an ass either. Like,
Yeah, I mean,
maybe that
true.
was her self-doubt.
Like the lion pulls him down. You see the lion go into town, and then it goes up to attack her, and then obviously she fails, and then the brother carries her back, and then goes kills the
Mhm.
lion. And I was like, yeah. No one's like, I'm surprised it wasn't a mother like, where's my baby? Where's my baby? Like, he was just like, nah, we're focused on the lion.
I mean, no one mourned him because he actually was against main character. That was the only
Yeah,
person making fun of her
yeah,
for being a female up there, and he got 8. And so I think I
mhm,
think my favorite part of that though was her failing. And the reason why was because of something the brother said later. And I like how he came back. I don't understand. You're treating this like this is just some type of challenge or game to you. This is supposed to be for survival,
yeah.
our survival. And I was like, was it the brother or the mother? Either way, one of her
No,
family
no,
members.
it was the brother.
It was the brother. And I'm just like, thank God. Like, this is what cements it's a teenager who's not perceiving exactly why this is. Like, you are treating this as this is my chance to prove myself, to be to be the best ninja in Hokage one day. And
Yeah,
like he's just sitting here like, yeah, we're learning how to kill things out here because we need to eat. Like we're learning how to kill the lion because the lion will kill us. And she's like, I want to cut me a kitty. It's like, like
yeah, no.
so plot point though, and I'm gonna move on to this that orange that orange flower, what does it do?
Yeah,
What does it
I
really
feel like that
do?
was just plot armor. Like
Like,
they just
it has to be. You gave it to a
mhm,
half dying man, and I was like, okay, I guess it restricts blood flow to some degree, but like they start
yeah.
shaking violently, probably shouldn't be eating the poison flower,
Yeah, no,
And then
I think it was a numbing agent. I think that's why they're like, don't give him too much. But I think it was for the pain.
Mhm. I mean, but just the same, to take away all of your body heat to where a predator can't see you is like more than that. That must be pure opium. Like God was like, well, you know what? I guess I'm gonna. I've made everything else
uh,
here. Might as well make drugs.
Neshi Fumi. So this guy here,
Mhm.
what in all did I miss? Just us roasting primarily. We're not really roasting, just giving our takes on why we graded it the way we did. I gave it 8.7. Juicy gave it a 9.
9.
So
I think
yeah,
it's pretty good.
so we're just mentioning the flaws, but I want to get to the good. I want to get to the good stuff. Let's move on from her. All in all, from what you guys heard, she's a failure throughout the whole movie until one moment, and even then she failed and only managed. Anyways, um, when the Frenchmen arrived,
Oh my gosh.
so raw good ratings. I agree. I enjoyed the movie. Yes, sir. Very good.
Yes.
But yeah, no, the Frenchman because I thought it was kind of cool. Like I did like the fact that she goes out there and sees the buffalo skinned, and it's kind of
Yeah.
like, did the predator do this? Because it's his mo. But any history buff would be like, oh no, it's the French or whomever was there during that time, right?
Mhm.
And but yeah, no, I like that. I like the fact that because I like that because you see another side of things, right? Because they already know about Predator because they've already seen it in action. So, but yet they're still you still have that big guy like being real loud, like that, like they're very arrogant, and I don't know what that says about the French people because I am 0.1% French. Oui, oui. I like a croissant every now and again, but
Yeah.
but no, I did like the fact that that they trapped them and whatnot, but it was when they set them up to be bait, and the whole forest
I mean,
and they basically made the whole forest into ash, because that scenery of the whole battle being in an ashy burnt area was just phenomenal in my opinion. You said that, GC? Did you freeze up on me? I think we lost Juicy. We did. Until he comes back. Nishifumi. So most of it? Okay, so what would you give it? Actually, speaking of the Frenchman hunting the predator, at what point did they actually notice and start tracking him without any natives noticing the Frenchman beforehand? That's a, you know what? I didn't even think of that. I mean, one could say the lazy answer could be, oh, it's because they were on the other side and they were on this side. But you were right though, because Predator did land within their area, right? And then for them to hunt the buffalo, they weren't too far off, so the natives would have heard them. I didn't even think of that. That is quite. You just kind of blew my mind there. Huh. I didn't even think of that. Because, like, what, did the predator kill some of their people? But no, the predator didn't really. I mean, granted, they can only. I mean, maybe they just showed what they wanted to show of the predator moving in on them, or was there another predator? But no, there couldn't have been another predator. I don't know. I'd give it a solid 7, but yeah, the timeline of the predators getting tracked made no sense to me. Yeah, you're right. You know what? I may have to knock it off a little bit more now because of that. Huh. Well, if Juicy ever comes back, we'll figure it out. Let's see what he does. Let me see. Yep, he's gone. He's gone. It's just me now. Huh. But while he's gone, Neshi, what's your favorite Predator movie? I know most people won't like my answer, but my favorite Predator movie was 2. I liked Predator 2. I thought 2 was enjoyable. 1 was great, but 2, I like 2 more. Oh, he's back.
Gonna have to do the phone, sadly.
What happened?
Don't know. I think the internet's out.
Oh.
Welcome to corporate America.
Prey. You think Prey's your favorite? Okay. So before we continue,
obviously stifling me because we were talking Mad Mess,
yeah. No,
or not.
Neshi,
Yeah.
Yo, Neshi here had a good point though. I really like the Feral. Okay. I like the 2 actually. That's pretty good. He had a different look to him. His helmet was kind of sick too. But he got a point. Actually, speaking of the Frenchman hunting the predator, at what point did they actually notice and start tracking him without any of the natives noticing the Frenchman beforehand?
Well, she had moved to a separate area that was past their barriers, I think. And so that's what I kind of attributed that to, that the predator was moving that direction, which is why she was going that direction. She went further than most, or further than what she was supposed to within their little, I guess, territory. And that's what put her into a whole different place. And the predator probably ran into them, hurt or killed a couple of them, and so they're trying to fight it and kill it, That's at least an assumption. Could be wrong.
I don't know. I feel like that. I don't know.
I think we're giving the French too much credit as well, but that's
yeah. But anyways, going back to the scenery, dude, just that battle sequence, right? So the fact that the predator has an actual shield to protect himself, and instead of having the syringe to heal himself, he is legit burning
that Carter thing. Yeah. Okay, that's dope. We're obviously before the movies.
Yeah, I thought that was sick, and also I love how he went full Naruto and jumping on trees to get to transportation.
Bro, so I had a friend of mine get upset with the homage they paid whenever they were tied to the tree as bait. Her and the brother. Uh-huh. He's like, if it can bleed, it can die. Yeah. And it's like, why would you throw that in there? I was like, I mean, it kind of makes sense. He's trying to talk her up, and I came back. I was like, he's trying to talk her up. He's trying to get her to be ready to fight it, right? He's like, but she was ultimately useless. Like, listen, he didn't know. He's working with what he's got. He's got his hands tied to an effing tree, He's trying to get her to get out of her feelings. Like,
Yeah.
girl, stop it. You're the greatest, okay? Best hunter. You can hunt the moon. Okay, now let's go kill this thing. Like,
Yeah.
I'd be
Like
I'd be gassing her up too. Like,
no. And another thing I'd liked, I thought was hilarious, is when you have the Frenchmen holding up together and shooting all their guns, and then they realize it didn't do nothing, and they're like, "Oh shit,
and they had to
reload the shit,
reload.
reload the shit."
Even the predator's kind of like, all
Okay.
right, like so actually like that whole sequence from start to finish I thought was pretty good. The all the fighting. And I would actually say that what I really liked, and maybe it's just how I interpreted it, was the fact that she still wasn't ready. Whenever they did, her and her brother did fight back against the predator as quickly as much as they could. And then, like, he's sitting there with the bow taut and ready. She's got her axes. She starts dropping him, like, hey, we got to run. And when it goes to the brother, he can hear the predator. He can hear the clicks, right? When it goes to her, she don't hear any, like, you don't hear any of it. It shows her an experience. Brother knows that as soon as they try to book it, it's going to kill them, you know? The brother knows that they've already pissed it off. And when she starts lowering her axe, he makes sure to pull his thing up higher to insinuate he's the threat so that it'll come for him. And he's telling her, hey, this is as far as I go. It's up to you. It was his last act as a brother because he recognized she could not tell. He recognized she could not tell it's still in the area, and it's like, it's he went out like a G. I love that brother in his entire. I think that was the greatest character in that entire thing.
Yeah,
He
because
never once put her down. He was trying to gas her up. He tried to gas her up with the lion, and when she came out, I was like, okay, then if we're gonna look at this objectively, you failed. And later, when she wasn't being Miss Pris, huh?
oh, hello, hello.
Uh, Isaac,
There you go. You're back.
hello.
You're
Yeah.
back. You're back.
So when she wasn't being all prissy, when they're against the tree, he's like, I want you to know it was your plan that beat the lion. But if you think about it, earlier in the movie, he tried to tell her it was us. He was trying to tell her, like, your plan worked. You got it, like, and I just finished it. He was trying to gas her up. And of course, her and her teenage angst, no one understands. And we're going to listen to Blood on the Dance Floor or something. And it just, I loved the movie for those things, though. I was like, yes, I love this. She's
Yeah.
obviously inexperienced, and she's failing, and she even did beat the Predator. Luckily,
Luckily,
I
yeah.
when Arnold Schwarzenegger beat the Predator, I could have said with ease, okay, he could probably find another one on a good day now. Like if he ever like caught a hint that was there, he'd know what to do. For her, it'd be like, if another one came up full fledged, she had like 3 months to prepare. I still don't trust it. It took all of her hunting party and a bunch of Frenchmen dying and a dog in a swamp to beat that thing. It ain't happening,
Yeah.
Ah,
Well,
I
okay.
love them.
Oh yeah. So real quick, I want to say this because I so Nesha here says he doesn't know how he feels about the shield, all things considered, but he likes it's a new addition. The reason I like the shield is because it shows like they're still using old technology, right? And the fact that he's using it as a weapon to decapitate people is even more legit. But not only that, but dude, okay, so what's one thing with Predator, bro? What's his main weapon outside of his shoulder cannon?
The claws.
The claws. You're right. Okay, let me rephrase that. What's his big weapon? It's the bomb, right?
Yeah. Okay. Yes. The
Okay.
vapor, instant vapor, which
Yeah.
I thought about to happen
Yes.
when he threw the thing.
So
I was
when
like,
he's
oh crap,
doing
they have
this,
that.
I'm like, I was legit thinking, how are they gonna make this look more vintage, but yet technology? And what it was, literally just bombs with wires, or whatever, or just like little chainsaws just flying, and just destroying people. And I was like, okay, that's kind of sick. So for me, with the shield and stuff like that, for me it was kind of cool because you're seeing them use old tech. But yeah.
Hmm.
How do you feel about the fight between Naru and the Predator? That was okay.
I liked it. I liked it because the one thing they were showcasing about Naru, she does learn. She
Yeah.
learns from her mistakes. She learns from her issues.
She
To me, that
learns
was the
from the
whole thing
death of
about
others.
well, yeah, but like the axes, she learned from her mistakes. She's throwing. She's realizing that if she's going to be using hand tools as ammunition, she's going to run out of ammunition pretty dang quick,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So like so I did respect that, and so I liked the fact that she would learn. She watched the targeters, and when she noticed
Oh, the red
the
dots.
arrows,
Yeah.
yeah, the red dot, yeah, the targeter, the red dots, and when she noticed the arrows would curve, it's like, oh, that's good to know. Set up a great trap. One in a million trap, but it was still a good one.
Yeah.
Like how did you know you were going to be able to trap him right there, especially after you watched him do Naruto things in the trees? How did you know he'd be there? Like,
Plot armor, baby. No.
but good.
One thing I thought that was cool, and they kind of mentioned it, is when she gets hit by the bear trap, and he picks up the chain. He's like, "Oh, well, you're not worthy now."
Yeah. Well, yeah, like well, for him, it's like
For sure. Oh, you reading the
Oh,
chat?
he put something new. Yeah, he said, I've heard a lot of people complaining about the Predator being dumb, letting himself get shot by his own spear gun. But I think they failed to realize the Predator was shot in the back of the head and probably not all there at this point. I mean, he was being attacked and enraged. She made sure to keep the heat on. I agree with
Yeah.
you.
I mean, he was
Like,
at
this
full
is
force the whole
old
time.
style Predator. Huh?
I mean, because like they showed him being exhausted when he was like patching his wounds, because
Yeah.
it's not like he patched his wounds, got a good night's sleep, and went back out there. He patched the wounds, and was like, "All right, let's get back to it." It was
Plus, she already shot him in the back of the head once before. This
with the
guy's
gun.
pissed. Like,
He got shot with a musket in the back of his
yeah.
head.
And so, and like, but I do agree. Like, what Nishi just said, it's dishonorable. Yes, she was in the trap. It was dishonorable. Plus, she wasn't like. I feel like at that point he also realized she's not really a threat because the rest of the movie he didn't really go for her until the end because
Yeah,
that was the whole turning point.
yeah.
Huh?
Because even with the whole bear scene, like when he's picking up the bear and like doing his yelling, I know for a fact he saw her. And even when she jumped in the water, he saw her, and he was kind of like, "Okay, maybe she'll lead me to some good prey."
Oh, that's true too. The bear trap thing isn't considered dishonorable for a prey to steal another prey. That's basically why he let her go.
Oh,
I could see
maybe,
that.
yeah, yeah,
Though I also like said I'd like to just to posit that also the fact that he just didn't consider her a threat anymore. I mean, she
yeah.
fell for a very mundane trap. It's like,
Huh. And then maybe that kind of captivates. I mean, captures her whole
yeah,
character as a
he,
whole.
she,
Eh,
he, yeah, sorry,
It's like, oh yeah, yeah, there you go. I think that was the point about her
yeah,
being
no,
from
no,
unseen, her not being a threat. Like she wants to
mhm.
be all this and that, and even the predator, who even the smallest animal like the snake got acknowledgement, she couldn't even get that.
I mean, yeah,
And then and
and
what another thing I like about that is it's a predator. He doesn't discriminate. He goes for what's dangerous. He doesn't care man or woman. He, like if Ripley was there, she would have been A1 on a number one target. Like, let's go.
man, be on site. That's that fight. But no, I agree with you. Like that was the whole point and premise. I just feel like they did it very well. After that capture, like she just was not a factor. Like oh, okay, well you got caught by somebody else, and I just beat that person by the chain of command. I win. It's like I liked it, and I like I still liked the movie. I
Yeah.
liked. I mean, I loved.
I
Yeah.
I feel like this movie did what Terminator, what was it like, what was the recent Terminator came out?
Is it I don't know why I keep wanting to say Dark Fates.
Nah, I don't know. That may be it. The most recent Terminator, they did what that movie tried to do. It tried to recapture its old glory, because it literally was shot for shot Terminator 2. And I feel like this one was getting a lot from like the Predator 1, but they changed it enough to where like, okay, it's a little different, but there's enough of the old school feel to enjoy it. So they keep like if they're able to build off of this, that'd be kind of tight. But I don't know. I haven't heard anything in regards to it.
So
Um,
Nishi says Ripley versus Predator offshoot. Who would win? I'm going to
I,
give it to the Predator.
I'm gonna give the typical DC Batman versus response. If she has time to prepare, nah, no. Honestly, I feel like no discredit to Ripley, and no discredit to aliens because aliens are intelligent creatures. But when it comes to strategy and whatnot, Predators got them beat hands down.
Mhm.
Because
There's a reason
alien,
they sent 3 Predators versus like the whole citadel
yeah,
of aliens.
exactly.
There is like they're going off base instinct, and she's able to kind of manipulate that. These guys are still hunters,
Yeah,
and I feel like I feel they would beat Ripley unless, like you said, if she had time to prepare. If she finds them, is able to study a bit, kind of like Naru did. If we give her the same exact time and experiences, I'm sure, you know.
all I know is Ripley would have killed that lion. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, Ripley versus Lion. Ripley. I mean, come on, like that's the reason
Yeah,
the Predator's going.
but
Would have saw her like manhandle that jaw. Like, oh god.
yeah. So while you were gone, I was telling him what my favorite Predator movie was, and this is how I kind of want to end it on this because this is the first time I feel like, well, there was multiple times, right? I think there was multiple times where they referenced other Predator movies. I think it was Alien vs Predator Requiem, where they mentioned about the soldier out, the Arnold Schwarzenegger. They're talking about Arnold Schwarzenegger, right? But it was kind of like a little,
Yeah.
a little tossed away. I felt like because no one really cares about that movie. But I felt like this was generally the first time where they tie a predator with another predator. Which, and if you think about it, it's kind of dark, and I like it because and Predator 2, Donald Glover gets the predator's respect and gets the musket, right? That same
Mm-hmm.
musket that Naru had. So that tells me, okay, so a predator came back, maybe it was him, destroyed her entire village along with her, took that musket and dipped. And then came
No,
back.
there is actually. Hold on now. Now hold on, and I would have to look this up, but I believe there's actually a point to the musket that like the Predator helped a sea captain get his ship back from mutiny. You know,
Yeah.
but I'd have to go look that up.
That would be kind of cool too then.
Like no, like I was talking to the old man about it, and he brought that up that
Yeah, it was a pirate captain.
it was,
Yeah.
it was a gift received by the old Predator from a pirate captain named Adalini. Predator always wanted to have a fight with the pirate captain, but never gets a chance. But when it gets the chance, the pirate gets shot. The Predator approached the wounded captain, and so you see him offering a musket, saying, "Take this." So I don't think it's the same musket, though. It's kind of hinting.
Yeah.
If we're going off of the
Okay, so her people
yeah,
were ravaged. Either way, she died, and they took the weapon. Right?
either way, she wasn't there for Arnold Schwarzenegger. Like that's all.
Exactly. Like all I'm saying is, whether it was a predator or another human, her people got destroyed. But was the comment about Flintlock ever canonized? Which I never read the comics, but I think is Flintlock the one that's Adrian Brody, right? Or am I wrong? It's fairly
No,
certain
it's such
it'll
a
be the
comic.
same weapon. I think they reconnected it personally. Okay. I remember I watched a whole video on that comic to where he basically earned their respect to where he even sat up there with them with the predators.
I don't know. I'd have to look into it.
Yeah. But that being said, me and Juicy have this idea of maybe later down the line, we're gonna rewatch all the Predator movies, excluding AVP movies.
AVP.
Because okay, fair. I just want to throw this out there. AVP was a great movie. I loved it as a kid. It was
Mhm.
legit, right?
It was
I thought it
because
was
it's a
awesome.
question you have. It's a question who's going to win it. You know who is better. You know, obviously when they
No,
sent 3,
I loved AVP. It was such a fun movie. A quick story time, real quick, on how I watched it. I went to Austin, and my brother, my dad's family, my dad's friend that he grew up with lives in Austin. He has a younger brother. It was his son's birthday, and I was a little older than him, and I went. He took me with them. and I was chilling with them, and the son was like, "I want to go to the movie theater." I want to go to the movie theater. Isaac, you're the guest. You get to pick what we want to watch. And at the time, I was like, I don't. I mean, it's his birthday though, and they're like, "No, don't worry about it." I was like, "Well, what do you want to watch?" He's like, "I want to watch whatever you want to watch because I'm the older cousin or the older whatever. So he wants to see whatever I want to watch." And when did AVP come out? I gotta check this real quick. When did AVP come out? Because this will tell you. Let me see. No. Get out of here. Dates. Let me see. Let me see. Oh my goodness, we gotta legit type the whole thing out. Let me see. That was not 2010. No, that's the video game. God damn it.
Yeah.
2004. Okay, 2004. Sorry about that. So I was 8 years old. No. How old was I? I was in fourth grade. That was
Old enough to know that how old you were.
18.
Apparently not.
Oh, I was
But
10. I'm sorry. I was 10. I was 10. I was 10. So that would have put that kid around 6 or 7. And it was either that or Finding Nemo. And I was like, dude, do you want to watch Finding Nemo? Go watch Finding Nemo. I want to watch whatever you want to watch. And I knew for a fact he shouldn't watch that. It was him and his little sister. Oh no, I think it was like the sister was the same age. And he was like, "What do you want to watch?" Like, you know what? If you're really making me choose, I want to watch AVP. And we watched it. And I remember seeing the kid's face just be like, and I felt so guilty about it. I felt so guilty about it, but at the same time, I was so happy. I was like, yes.
corruption. Welcome to the real world.
Gotta watch AVP as a non-canon offshoot. I mean, yeah, maybe. I mean, I love that movie. Random myself, but the Predator named Chopper is my favorite Predator, hands down. Sexy, he died so damn quick. Never heard of it, but I'm just not in his head in agreement, so I think he may know. I grew up on AVP. You made the right choice. Appreciate it.
Yeah, he was one of the people in AVP.
Huh?
He was one of the Predators that was in AVP. He was one of the 3 that went into the. Yeah.
Oh, okay. See, I don't remember, dude. I watched it. It was been years, but I remember I loved it. But all right. So closing thoughts, bro. Closing thoughts.
Closing thoughts. I would definitely like watch the movie again. I had skepticism, and I told you that, but I was like, it went straight to like Hulu. That's a little worrisome. I mean, I know that this is the day and age, but I'm just not like in on it, you know?
Yeah.
Would I have watched it if I would have watched it in the movie theaters? Would I have liked it so much? Probably not. It's interesting, but it's still pretty basic in the storyline. You know, it's like you kind of called everything that was going to happen. I feel, you know.
Yeah.
That being said, watching from my couch, and being able to be like, yeah, I can rewatch this. I'm going to rewatch this. I would rewatch it. It's good. 9 out of 10. I stand by it. It was pretty good.
A little slow, so I remember what you're talking about. I think I remember the Predator now. He literally just described it to me. I think I remember now. But yeah, no, I agree. I felt like if I paid to watch that movie, I'd be a little sad. So the fact that it was available to me, but another thing too, I don't want to discredit that because that movie did get delayed because of like COVID and it had resources that were cut. Like if it got the full-fledged Hollywood treatment, what could have been, right? But what I did appreciate is like again, this could have been due to budget, is I don't know about you, GCJ. I don't like the fact that I mean I love movies, I love short movies, I love long movies, but it's the same thing with video games. If it's gonna be long, let there be a purpose for it being long. Don't make it long just to be long, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like this movie was like, you know what, 2 hours is enough time to get the story across. Because not to mention another movie, Batman was longer than it needed to be. There was a lot of dead time within that movie. Great movie.
Nishi just said something that and I'm sorry to cut in because I was reading Nishi's things like it was slow. You're right. Naruto's scenes were boring at times, but yes, I was kind of frustrated. It was in English. I didn't even. I remember that I was like, why is this in English? But then we bring the Frenchmen in. They're speaking French. You know, why couldn't we done this in a completely different? I would have. Oh my gosh.
Dude, okay, I don't know if you Nishi. I don't know if you watched this.
Great call, Nishi.
What they could have done was Apocalypto. If you guys ever seen Apocalypto, about the Aztecs and the Mayans, where the whole movie is in their native tongue. And there's some,
And yeah,
but I will say this: I can tell you why they didn't do it, though. I could tell you why they didn't do it, because it wouldn't have been good for
money.
marketing. It wouldn't have been good for marketing. And Prey, they're trying to get Predator back on the map. Now, would have been cool, yeah, but I feel like they're trying to get a bigger audience to watch the movie. And there's some people that be like, I don't want to watch that. I don't want to read this. And then, now, granted, if Predator had the same respect as it did, like if Predator 1 had just came out and it had that same notoriety, and then they came out with Predator 2, and then they did it that way, people wouldn't have mind. But the fact that Predator and the Alien franchises have been going downhill, they're like, we gotta do,
Yeah,
we gotta do anything just to
Mhm.
get people to watch us. We can't make it harder than it needs to be for them to watch. So that's why I feel like they did do it. Now, if they made a video game adaptation of it, that'd be kind of cool, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So, hey, thanks for subbing, man. Thank you, Nishi.
Oh, he subbed to us. Thanks, Nishi. Since this is the closest
Uh-huh.
movie, when are y'all doing another movie review? Because I want to watch.
We got to feed our children.
Also, I so very much enjoyed this. Appreciate it. Now we do various topics. So we do games,
Anime,
anime,
gaming, yeah.
whatever. But
At one point, we're going to start talking about some tabletop gaming, a topic that might not appeal to you, but about with COVID kind of dying down, whether tabletop gaming, like in person versus the online scene, is really big. So look forward to that. As for movies, I think. So as for movies, I guess the next movie that we're going to be reviewing is probably going to be The Predator, unless something big's coming out that I'm not thinking about.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I did want to do like reviews on the Marvel shows and this and that, but honestly, I feel like I'll get burned out on it just because there's so many in abundance. It has to be a show that I'm actually like. I mean, like, if you ever want to do it, I'll consider it. But for me, first, I wouldn't. It's not my number one option. But I will say this, Nishi. You can click the link down below. I don't know if it's on here. Probably not on here. Let me check. Let me see if I have it on here. Yeah. So you see it where it says audio? We have a lot of podcast episodes from reviews we did a long time ago. Like a long time ago. The quality may not be as good, but you can check those out. And then they'll say in the title, what's a movie review? Like I said earlier, we did like one on all the Alien movies and whatever else that we did. I can't remember. Have you guys Venom and Carnage? I'm open to it. That movie was fun.
Yeah. Yes, it was.
That was a fun movie.
I'm down. I'd love to have you for it too, Nishi. I mean, but yeah, I mean,
we'll
I
plan
like
it
those
out.
movies.
Make sure to follow our social media though, but mainly our Instagram, because that's when we'll post what the topic's gonna be about. That way, you can plan accordingly. But yeah, no, we stream.
And I'll be more active.
Yeah, and we tend to do it Thursdays at 9:30 Central Time. So yeah, so ring the notification bell. That way, in case you forget, you'll get the notification. You can hop in, and yeah, man. But again, thank you for stopping by, bro. Anyone else that stopped by, we appreciate it. If you like the content, make sure to subscribe, ring the notification bell, leave a like. If you disagree with us, leave a dislike, because I don't care, because no one can see it unless you have the plugin. Shout out YouTube. But yeah, no, and then make sure to check out all our other podcasts in the link below, with like the audio from our past ones or whatnot. Which, Juicy, I don't think I put y'all's audio one on the podcast. I need to do that. I gotta do that.
Day.
I'm probably gonna do that tomorrow. But I'll have to make an Insta. But I mean, if you have a Twitter, you can put it on Twitter too. You can follow us on Twitter also. I'll start posting.
We're gonna link all the accounts at one point. Yeah.
Yeah, in our TikTok, you can. My brother does TikTok. Left a like. Have a good night, y'all. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. But yeah, everyone, have a good night. Enjoy the rest of your week. Catch you guys next time. Later.
All right.
I swear.